just now I'm able to explain this. Okay, guys. We will just recap the yesterday's class what we discussed. Okay. So in yesterday class we discussed about the SQL commands. Okay. We have DDL. DDL is nothing but data definition language, and DML commands data manipulation language. DQL is nothing but data query language. TCL transact control language, and finally we discussed about the data control language. Okay. So guys, have you read about all these comments, whatever we discussed about that? Hope you understand, and each comment, I hope you got to know idea what it means and all.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
I
Please?
just got a doubt about TCL command.
Okay. Commit
Can you
save
please?
point. Yeah, sure. Yesterday class, did you join? May I know who is this?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. I already explained in the yesterday class the TCL comments, but don't worry, I'll explain it again. Okay. In the upcoming classes, in detail, one by one, we will discuss. But I'll tell you now the brief understanding about the what is about TCL commands. Okay. So TCL
Yes.
is nothing but transact control language. Okay. In TCL, we have commit, save point, rollback. Okay. So there will be three commands. In that, commit is first understand the basic how we are saving a file in Excel. Okay, we have the button that directly we will go to the file. There will be a save option. We will directly click that to save the data in Excel sheet, for example. Okay, so we have a normal Excel sheet. For example, we created one Excel sheet and we want to save this data for future reference or for tomorrow work or something. Okay, so you just go to here and there is a option called save. But in the database, okay, we want to do some saving after writing some thousands of the query. We want to save that command, okay, that query, everything. So what we do, we will commit that query. Okay, we will just write this commit. Okay, so once if you write this command after writing any queries multiple, as of now I written only the single query. Okay, so there will be in real time scenario lots of queries, like a multiple lines of the query will be there. Okay, so for that we will commit that query, means it is saving. Okay, we are saving that query, okay, in the somewhere in a database. In the upcoming classes I will show you how it will store the data in a DBMS. Okay, next, once if you commit the data, okay, next you want to get back, for example you want to do some changes in the table. Okay, you want to add a new column, or you want to do any delete the column, any changes or any modifications you want to do in a table. Okay, what you do, you have to roll back. Okay, there will be undo, right? In Excel we have undo. I'm just telling you one simple scenario. You did some mistake in that, okay, but you have a option called undo, right? You just go and check that undo. So same way in database we have this rollback feature. Okay, hope you understand. In detail executing query level in the future class we'll discuss. Okay.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. Okay, anybody having any queries regarding DDL commands, DML commands, DQL, TCL, DCL? So if you are okay guys, then we'll just jump into the queries to write the syntaxes and everything. Okay. Okay then. So guys, today we are going to create a one table in the DBMS. The table name called employee table. In the employee table, I want to create a employee ID. First column should be, okay, this is already taken. Let me delete this previous one. So I have already here. Let me clear this. Okay. So in the employee table, I want to take it as a first column as employee ID, and the second column should be employee name. Third column should be salary. Fourth column should be department name or department ID, anything fine. Okay. So based on these four columns, okay, we are going to create that some data. Okay, so there will be employee ID will be 101, 102, 103, 104. Okay, there will be a 4 records I am going to insert. Okay, 4 rows data. So under employee name, just I am giving some random names. There will be a Ram, Ravi, okay, Sita, Sham. Okay. I'm taking some random names. So salary, I'm just entering as of now some random values. Okay, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Okay. Next, I'm going to enter one same record, like one of the duplicate record also, 105. Here I am going to enter some name, Raj. Same salary, that is 30,000. Okay. I want to show you one query. So for that. Next department ID, I am going to enter A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So this will be my employee structure. Okay. How I want the employee table structure. It contains the 4 columns, that is employee ID, employee name, salary, department ID. Okay. Under this we have the data type. Okay. What is the employee ID data type? We want to understand what type of data we are. Data type is nothing but what type of data we are storing. Okay. Like it is a integer or characters, currency. Okay. What it is. So we want to define before creating a table in the SQL commands. So next thing we have employee name. Employee names is nothing but a characters. Okay. So this data type should be the varchar. In the we will discuss in the detail about the how many types of data types we have in the SQL. Okay, but as of now I'm showing you one table how we can going to create in a DBMS. Okay, so and next we have department ID. So just create this same structure in a DBMS. Just will jump into here. I'm going to use one of the database that is called, if you see here, e-commerce. Okay, one second, it's executing. Let's jump into that new query window. Control N, I'm opening. There is a shortcut key. I already told you in the previous calls. We have a shortcut key Control N to open a new window. Okay, I'm just selecting the database name, e-commerce. Okay, so under this e-commerce, first I'm going to check how many type of tables we have. Like is the employee table exist or is the name I want to change it. So you have to first check the under the tables. Okay, I don't have any employee table here. Okay, so now I'm able to create the employee table. So create. And in the yesterday class, I have already shown you like we can write it case sensitive, like either a capital or small. Okay. So I'm going to use the capital. Create table. My table name would be employee table name. Syntax for the create command is create table, table name. Under that, we want to provide the column names. Okay. I have how many columns here? You see the existing already we created the table, right? Employee ID. Hello, sorry, anyone having any query? Employee ID.
Can you please explain the how to create database?
Okay, you want me first create the database. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to create a database, first you have to use the same command, create database. The command will be database name. You just simply name it as. Okay, for example, I'm going to create here. I have already TestDB sales. Okay, any other name you can test check it. Okay, now I'm going to give the demo SQL server. Okay, my database name. So just I'm executing this command. So you will get one commands completed successfully here. Okay, then only the database created in the database in under the databases, if you see. So once if you see now, demo SQL server. You are not able to see here, right? So how we can check that? You just have to click on the databases, right click, and there is a option called refresh. You just click on that refresh button. So it will take few seconds. So the command for to create the database is just create database name. You just have to give the some name. Okay. So once if it is created, you can able to see now demo SQL server. Okay. The database created here. And if you expand with the plus icon, there will be a default. Okay. Microsoft SQL server will create the default tables, views, database diagrams, synonyms. Okay. All the structure for the DB, it will create automatically. Okay. So you don't need to create any option called tables, views and all. Okay. It will automatically create those options. Okay. So under tables now, if you see under tables, if you expand, there will be a system tables, file tables. Okay. Those are whenever you create any new database, it will be default. Okay. From the Microsoft side. Okay. Those will be the default. If you want to see what are the system tables, you can expand and see. What is the advantage of this? We'll check in the later. But in real time, we won't use these system tables. Just for interview purpose, they will ask what is the difference between system tables and user defined tables. Okay. So now we want to create one new employee table under demo SQL server. Okay. So now let's create the new table. Okay. I have shown you create table. The command for create table, table name, employee table. Under employee table, we have the 4 columns, right? First column is employee ID. The data type, it is integer. Okay. We can separate the column names with by using the command by using the character called comma. Okay. Employee ID. Next, employee name. It is varchar. Data type is character. So in SQL we have the data types character, varchar. Okay, I'll tell you, explain you those data types in the later classes. Okay, don't worry about these commands now. What is varchar? Why I am giving 20 inside that? I'll tell you in the later. Okay. Employee ID, employee name. Next, salary. It is also varchar. We have one more data type, that is currency. After explaining, I'll create one more currency also. Okay, data type. Now we are using varchar only for salary. Next, department. So department number or department name we can give. That is also varchar. Okay. So these are the 4 columns I am going to create in my create table for the employee. So let me execute this command. Incorrect syntax near 20. If you see here, there is a error is coming. So whenever we are able to seeing this type of command, you can just check employee table. It is open cursor and it should be end in the last. So just close that bracket. So error gone. Now you can select this the command, just execute it. So it's the table is created successfully. You can see the execution here. Okay. So now if you go to the tables, you can't able to see the table name called demo SQL server, right? So how you can able to see? Same way. Every time whenever you are executing or creating any new query, okay, after that you want to see that output, you have to refresh that. Right click and refresh either database or tables, views, stored procedures, whatever it may be. Okay, whenever you are writing any query in the new window, okay, if you want to see that output, you have to refresh the data.
The table is created in e-commerce database.
You observed. Very good. So now you can select the demo SQL server. That is the main thing, guys. Whenever we are executing any query, we have to make sure to select the which DB we are storing the data. Either dev, production. In real time also we used to do same mistake many times. So that's why whenever we are executing any query, we have to check this which database we are selecting. Okay. Now I'm going to execute again. Same command. So now you can refresh. Check the data. The table is created. If you see, dbo.employee table created, and how many columns you can expand it, and under columns you can check here. Employee ID, employee name, salary, department name. Okay. So the syntax for create command, let's create table name. In SQL, everything you just understand the syntaxes, guys, for each command. Okay, then only you can able to understand what we are passing to the parameters, like create table name, under open bracket we should open. Okay, so after that we have to pass the parameters, how many columns we are going to create under the table. So column 1 comma column 2 comma, how many columns, n number of columns. Okay, column n number of columns you have to pass the inside the open bracket and close bracket. Okay, and for each column whenever you are passing, definitely we need to pass the data type. Okay, it may be integer or it may be varchar, whatever it may be, but we have to pass the column 1 data type, column 2 data type, everything. Okay, so this will be the syntax for create command. Create table name, and open bracket, close bracket, parenthesis, very important. As you seen, if you not open this will not understand for the SQL. Okay, it won't understand how it started with the column names. Okay, so for that you have to mention that, and closing also make sure you have to do that. Okay, so create command, create table name of column 1 data type, column 2 data type. Like that, n number of columns we have to mention the which type of data we are storing the data. And in future we have the constraints also. For columns we want to make some restrictions, how we can add constraints, that we'll discuss in the later classes. I'll tell you. Constraints also very important concept. Okay, but as of now I'm going to explain you how we are going to insert the data also. Okay, under table. So guys, now we are able to create a database, and we are learn how to create a table. Okay, and how to pass the column names into the table. Okay, see, as of now we want to see how the structure created for employee. Okay, we want to see, right? So for that we have to use the command called select command. Select star from table name, what it is, employee table name. So whenever you are executing this query, make sure that is demo SQL Server only. See, now we just created a table with the structure of columns. That's it, guys. We are not inserted the data till now. Okay, we just structure. Okay, so this will very important while discussing about the truncate and delete drop. Okay, there will be three differences we have, right? I have already explained how to delete a record, how to truncate a table, how to drop a table. Okay, once created the table. So structure, what is the structure of table means it contains only the column names. There will be a no data inserted in the table, just it's a created. What data we need to insert we are not yet decided. Okay, so just a structure of the table we just created, but we want to insert the data. Okay, so select command, if you see now, all here also we learned one more syntax for the DQL query. Okay, data query. To fetch the data from any table partially or completely, as we discussed in the yesterday class, we are going to use the select command. Okay, select command structure I'm going to explain here only, it would be better. Select any column name, like a complete column names or number of columns, certain columns if you want to, column 1, column 2, okay, like that you want to n number of column names you can mention. Or if you want to get all the records from the table, you have to just simply write the star. Star, it will give you complete all the columns from particular table name. Okay. So this is the syntax for select command. Select column 1, column 2 or n number of columns. Okay. Or if you want to get all the details from a table, what we are going to write is syntax to get all records from the table. What will be the syntax? Select star from table. So star means you will get all the records from the table. Okay, everything. How many columns it will be? 10 columns, might be 100 columns. In real time, you will get 1000 columns also. Okay, so those all columns we can get it from the select command using star. Okay, but one thing I want to tell you guys, this star, using the star, it is not best practices in real time. Why? See, in real time projects, we will get 1000 columns to be created in under a table. Okay, so for the performance wise, it will execute so much of time. Okay, it will take a lot of time. So for that, in real time scenarios, what we use, whatever certain columns required, those only we will mention. Okay, and if you want to see that column names, you have to expand here and check that what is the column names and do that. Okay, or we want to see only top 5 records because it will execute lot of time, right? So I'll tell you in the later, don't worry, how to improve the performance of your table. Okay, in real time, most of the people will face, you should not write always select a star from any table. Okay, that would not recommend. Okay, so that I want to tell you, but before telling, I'm just telling you in real time how we can get the all the records from your table by using star command. Select star from employee, any table. Okay, this is similar in MySQL, Oracle DBMS. Okay, all the DBMS, this is the command for select query. Okay, so next we are going to insert the data into employee. How we can insert the data? So inserting is nothing but DML query. As in the yesterday class we discussed, right? We have DML query, that is modifying the data or inserting the data. Okay, insert command comes under DML. Okay, now insert into table name. What table name we are going to insert the data? As of now we are created employee, right? So we have to mention the table name. Insert into employee table name, right? So table name, under that values, we are entering the values. Okay, so in under employee table, we can just make the syntax as a table name. Insert into table name, values. After values, we have to open bracket and close bracket, we have to write it. Okay, under open browses, we have to mention the how many columns we have in a table. For example, column 1, comma, column 2, comma, column 3, like that, n number of columns. Okay, after that, okay, we have to mention the values inside that. Sorry guys, after that, here, without using column names also we can pass the values. I'll show you both ways. Okay, values of how many values you want to give. Okay, either 1 comma 2 comma value 1 comma value 2, like that, n number of values. Okay, so just we'll execute this query in the SSMS Studio. Insert into the table name employee. Under that, we have the column names. What we have? Employee ID, comma, employee name. So there will be a, whenever you are typing something, for example, employee name, okay, you are able to see in the down what are the employees matching, right? Employee ID and employee name. You can, there is a shortcut we have, just select and press the tab button. Automatically, you don't need to write the complete name of the column name, okay? So there will be a shortcut key we have, that is a tab. You can press that, automatically it will take and go there, okay? Next, you have to press the comma and again write the what is the column name, next column name, okay? Next, we have salary. See, tab, just press tab, comma. We have department name, DPT name, okay. Next, close the bracket, okay. Now, values we have to mention, okay. These 4 columns, we want to enter the values, right? So, values of, again, open bracket and close bracket, we have to give the values. And make sure employee ID in the above, we mention integer. INT is nothing but integer values. So, what is the integer values? 101, comma. It will take only integer, means numbers only, okay. We know, right? 1 2 3 4, like that, numbers only, okay. If you give characters, it won't take, it will throw an error, okay. That also I will show you what type of error it will throw, okay. Next, employee name is a varchar. So anytime if you are passing any character type of data like name thing, okay, ABCD contain number or something mixed of characters and special characters, okay, we have to give in a single quote, okay. Single quote open and close, in between we have to give the name. For example, Ram, okay, because it is an employee name, right? Then only SQL will understand that. Hold 1 second, guys, it's executing. Yeah. Next, comma. Next value what I am going to pass? Third is salary. That is also varchar, okay. So in a single character I am going to write salary. We can give integer also, or we can give anything, okay. Next, comma. Again, department also varchar. So whenever you mention data type what it is, based on that you want to give commas or single quote commas, or you want to give a direct, okay. Because if you see integer means, why I am not giving in a single quote? Because integer it will understand we have to pass only numbers, okay. So you don't need to give the any single quotes in between that, okay. So directly you can pass the number, okay. Department name we are going to pass A, okay, capital A. So next we have to close the bracket. So next, just select the query, execute. See, once if you execute this query, you have getting one command here, one row affected, means one row of the data is inserted into our database. That is 101 RAM 10,000 A. This record inserted into our DB. But how to check to inserted the data or not? How we can check? Any idea, guys? How we can check?
Using select query.
Very good. So using select query, select star from table name. So whenever you execute this, so you can able to see now one row of the data inserted into employee table, okay. Anyone having query here, guys? Insert command, we can insert the values another way also, guys. I'll show you, okay. Instead of mentioning the column names, okay, here we no need to insert. If you already know the 4 columns are present, okay, you can directly insert into the values. I'll show you that. You no need to Control C. You can copy this query, okay. You no need to mention these column names. If you already know the 4 columns present in my table, I just want to insert the data, means you just check the data values, okay. Already 101 inserted. So next value what you want to pass? 102. Next you have passed Raj. Next 20,000. and here the department ID should be B. Okay, so if you execute this command also, the data will be inserted. How I'll tell. See, one row affected. Then how to see the second row of the data inserted? Same command, select star from employee table. So execute this. See now, 102 record also executed, guys. Don't confuse. Here in the first query insert into command, we are passed the column names along with the values. But if you know the already 4 columns I have, you are passing 4 values, then you don't need to again pass the column names. Directly you can pass the values. But if you want to pass only 2 parameters, you know only employee ID and employee name, you don't know salary, department name. Okay, so then you have to mention the column names. Okay, so for example, I want to pass only 2 parameters, that is employee ID and employee name. Okay, employee ID and employee name, and I don't know the salary, department. So you just remove those records. Next, 103. Okay, so if you see, guys, I know I have in employee table 4 columns, but I have only certain columns data, employee ID and employee name. See, administration don't know, right, his salary, that is confidential maybe. So the manager did not share that those details. Later we'll discuss the salary thing after joining, he said. Okay, he just want to go and create employee ID and employee name into the database under the company portal. Okay, same way they will go, they will select only certain columns of the data, and under salary, under department name, it should be blank. Okay, either null values, he don't know, right? Later he can update that. Okay, so how we can use that? Time you have to mention the column names, what type of the column names we want to insert the data. Okay, so just execute it. One row affected. Again you can select the query. So see now, only employee ID and employee name executed. We don't know salary, we don't know department name, because we passed only 2 parameters. Okay, 2 column names. So what you people understand under insert into command, guys? There will be 2 ways we can insert the data. One is insert into employee. Column names, you have to mention all the column names. Under values, you have to pass the same data type of the values. Okay, but if you already know the column names, you want to pass all the values, then you no need to mention column names. Directly you can pass the values. Okay, and these will be the 2 ways. Okay, why we want to pass sometimes only few columns? If we don't know the column names data, so you have to know only 2 or 1 column data or 3 columns data. You have to just mention the column names. What are the column names? Because respective column name, respective data type of the data should be similar. Otherwise, it will throw an error, or it will understand different way. Okay, so that's why always if we want to insert certain columns data only, we have to definitely mention the certain values. Okay, so that is the difference. Any doubt here? Insert into command, guys. Hope everyone understood, right? How many ways we can write the insert into command?
Madam, null value can occupy space or what, madam?
Yes, it will. Null handling we will discuss in the later classes. Okay, while discussing
Oh.
about the constraints, there will be a separate topic we have. Okay, null will contain the
Oh.
value 0, or it is similar to 0. That everyone has this doubt, and interview also there will be a definite question on this. Okay, we'll discuss in the later.
Ma'am, I have one doubt. At a time, 2-3 rows we have to create in the one query. How to create it?
At a time, sorry.
At a time, 2-3 records.
Oh, okay. You just copy this command. Okay, I'll show. You can paste it again, this command. See now, you want to pass 4, 5. Okay, let me create this another way. Naveen. Okay, so this will be okay. CC only. Okay, you have to write multiple commands. select and execute it that way. It will be 2 rows affected again, and you can again check the select command. See, 104, 105. Okay. So you are thinking is the manual process, right? More involved in that. Okay. Every time I need to write this insert query and all. That way we have t-sql concepts, that is procedures. Okay. We have stored procedures. Once if you write this query, you just mention the parameter names here. That we'll discuss in the upcoming classes. But this will be the basic, how the database command taking the insert command and how it is inserting. Okay. So we have to understand the all SQL concepts, then you can learn advanced concept. In real time, you don't need to worry about insert into command, I need to write and all. No need. Okay. We have the advanced concept, that is stored procedures, functions we have. Okay. Are you clear, guys?
Okay, clear.
Good. So as of now, we learned what we learned, how to create a database, right? And how to create a table with the data types. Okay. And how to fetch the all the records in a table, how to see the data in a table. Okay. So by using the select command. Next we have how to insert data into a table by using insert into command. Okay. So these are the commands we learned today. So guys, hope you understood all the concepts. Just create one database your own, and under that create one table, and first learn the all the syntaxes. Okay, create table, select command, okay, insert into the data into the table. Okay, practice all these concepts. Okay, and we'll connect tomorrow class with the more commands. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. We have to remember the query, or it will be come by practice.
It will come by practice, but initially somebody
So, ma'am, we have
somebody
no need to remember the query, no?
no need to remember. By practice you will get hands on. Okay.
Yeah. So by practice, we have to analyze our logical skills will come, like how we which syntax we will write and what to write, like that.
See, here we are writing. You don't need to write also. You just I will show you the one shortcut. If you want to any table do any modification, you have to just right click of the table. There will be a design will be there. There will be a lot
Okay.
of shortcuts we have. Okay. But before
Okay.
that, first we have to basics we have to know how it will be writing the query and all. Okay. If you see script
Yes.
class, select into query. Everything we have the advanced concepts. Okay, you no need to worry about those, we'll discuss later. But as of now, we want to see here the select command automatically created. Okay, so you can change anything here. Okay, the column names you want to add it on the existing query. For example, you want a new column, you want to add
Yeah, ma'am.
comma, just execute. That's it. We have lot of shortcuts we have in real time, how we are going to use those. Okay, I'll tell you in the
Yes.
yes, but before that we should make sure, right, all the comments everybody should learn. Okay, because interviewer no one will ask shortcuts, they will ask these type of questions. Okay, because if you don't know basics, you won't understand, right, how the query performing in the insert command, how the create command works. Okay, so how the select command. As of now we learned these performance issues also while giving the star, right? So to get all the records, for example, in a table having crores of the data, it will take while executing the query sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes also. So for running one query, if you take that much, means when you will test the other tables data, right? So that's why. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a one doubt. In before employee DBO dot is there, right? What is that? And you did not create the only creating table employee, but it will but it in the table DBO dot employee is there. What is that?
Yes, I'll tell you. See, by default, whenever you are not giving any schema name, okay, that is a DBO means, okay, database object only. Okay, so that will be a default. Okay, if you're not giving any schema name, it will automatically takes, okay, DBO. But schema is nothing but in the upcoming class I'll tell you. Okay, for example, we have here some departments in if you are engineering background, we have computer science background, okay, we have electronics, electrical, okay, we have different, right? Okay, so we want to create only a computer science background people data, okay, up like that. CS shortcut will be CS that time. So what they will create, CS dot employee, okay. So computer science only employees, we want to store the schema, okay, that respective data only it will store under those schemas, okay. So like that. So now, as of now, it is a default 1 DBO, okay. In the upcoming class you will understand that schema, how it store all the tables under that, okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, any doubts, guys? Okay,
No,
then.
ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, guys. Tomorrow we'll catch up the same time. Okay. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, bye, ma'am.